You know that feeling when you've been waiting for a game for years, watching every small update, and you start wondering if it'll ever actually release? Fragile Existence has been one of those games, but the recent 2025 development update just dropped, and honestly, this might be the most significant progress we've seen yet. The solo developer behind this ambitious space survival RTS has been working through a complete UI overhaul, finalizing scripting support, and replacing every remaining placeholder graphic. After years of watching this project evolve, we're finally seeing the pieces come together. What's up? This is Pulse Gaming, and today we're breaking down exactly what's changed with Fragile Existence and why this update matters. If you find this video helpful, hit that subscribe button and check out the affiliate links in the description to support the channel. For anyone not familiar with Fragile Existence, this is basically what happens when you take Homeworld, mix it with Battlestar Galactica's desperate survival elements, and throw in full RTS planetary combat. You're commanding the last fleet of humanity after Earth gets annihilated by an unknown alien force. Only 12,000 survivors remain, and your job is to keep them alive while jumping from solar system to solar system, scavenging resources, and staying ahead of whatever destroyed civilization in the first place. The game's been in development by Fragile Continuum, which is essentially solo developer Lee Harris, and it's published by Hooded Horse. Harris has been incredibly transparent about the challenges of building something this complex, and the December update really shows why development has taken so long. Let's talk about what's actually been happening. The big focus over the past 12 months has been the UI overhaul. Now, that might sound boring, but here's the thing. Harris had been patching bits and pieces onto the original UI framework for years. It worked, technically, but it wasn't cohesive. Later in 2024, he brought in a specialist UI designer who presented a complete modernized overhaul. According to Harris, implementing this new design means writing entirely new interfacing code, adding refinement and interactivity, and polishing everything because this is the UI the game will actually ship with. One of the coolest additions from this overhaul is something called the Commander's Log. It's essentially an in-game encyclopedia that tracks every item, faction, unit, structure, and planet you encounter. For a game this complex, where you're managing fleet logistics, ground operations, and interstellar travel simultaneously, having that kind of reference system is huge. Beyond the UI work, there's also been progress on fighter escort mechanics. Harris is implementing code that lets smaller craft shadow capital ships while still being able to detach and scout the head independently. It's that kind of attention to fleet behavior that makes Fragile Existence feel different from standard RTS games. The other major development milestone mentioned in the update is scripting support. The game features a node-based visual scripting editor similar to Unreal's Blueprint system. This allows events and triggers to be configured at multiple levels: scenario, system, and planet. What makes this significant is that the same tools Harris uses to build the campaign will be available to players. You'll be able to create custom scenarios, place planets, design solar systems, and script your own missions. For modders and creative players, that's potentially massive. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Early access was originally targeted for late 2024. That didn't happen. Harris confirmed back in October that there were still features left to implement and test properly. The Steam page now reflects a 2025 release window, though no specific date has been announced. Looking at the development trajectory, it seems like Harris is focused on getting the foundation absolutely solid before opening it up to broader testing. And honestly, given the scope of what he's building, that makes sense. This isn't just an RTS. You're managing fully 3D spherical planets with real terrain elevation, where you can zoom from a galactic overview all the way down to individual units on a planet's surface. Ships in orbit can support ground operations. Dropships ferry units between space and the surface. Resources are physicalized, meaning ammunition, fuel, and food actually need to be distributed where they're needed. Your soldiers can't fight without ammo. Your vehicles can't move without fuel. Your people will die without food. On top of that, you're dealing with breach gates that determine safe travel lanes through space, meaning every playthrough offers different paths through procedurally connected solar systems. There's faction management, research and development through discovered blueprints, and combat both in space and on the ground. The ambition here is legitimately impressive for a solo developer. So where does this leave us? Based on the December update, the immediate priorities are clear. The UI overhaul is the main focus before broader testing begins. After that, Harris mentioned finalizing scripting support, then moving into scenario building. Following that comes stat balancing across units and modules, expanding combat with new weapon types, mission writing, environment detailing, more visual effects, and sound design. There's also discussion about potentially overhauling the player fleet assets to achieve a more cohesive visual identity. The roadmap is extensive, but the update shows tangible progress rather than vague promises. We're seeing actual systems come online, placeholder graphics being replaced, and the game moving toward a shippable state. Harris has been upfront about the timeline challenges. His quote from the update basically sums it up. Spherical worlds make everything harder, and things don't always come together instantly as planned. For anyone who's been following this project since the early days, the transformation is significant. Earlier footage showed functional but rough systems. Recent video from the developers demonstrates cohesive gameplay with actual visual polish, dynamic radio chatter to make the fleet feel alive, improved planetary tactical elements, and streamlined cargo transfer systems. Fragile Existence remains one of 2025's most ambitious strategy titles, and the December update suggests development is finally approaching the finish line. Whether you're into deep space strategy, survival mechanics, or just massive sci-fi fleet battles, this is one to keep on your radar. What do you think? Are you willing to wait for a game this ambitious to be properly finished, or does the extended development timeline concern you? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you're interested in supporting the channel, check out those affiliate links in the description. Don't forget to subscribe to Pulse Gaming for more gaming news and deep dives. Thanks for watching.